Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's pre-orders, and they are live. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so before we jump in and take a look at this week's pre-orders, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone that took the time, made the effort to subscribe to the channel. We have reached the 10,000 subscriber goal, and I can't say how happy I am. So whether this is your first video or you've been around for the last couple years and the crazy ride, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to each and every one of you. And we will be doing the drawing this week as well, so make sure to stay tuned to find out if you were one of the lucky winners. Alright, so now we got all that stuff out of the way. Let's take a look at what we've got this week. So first off, we have Creed, Ashes of Cadia. So we have the special edition for $75, or we have the hardback edition for $27. Typically, we're going to see the hardback edition sell out relatively quickly, but the special editions will sell out on the day of or within a couple of days. Now, this is a strange situation because both of them being released on the same day is not that common for Games Workshop. Typically, they'll put out the special edition in advance, and then the hardback will come like a couple weeks or months later. So a lot of extra people will buy the special edition rather than wait on the regular hardback, but it does tend to cannibalize sales a little bit. So releasing the two books on the same day is probably going to take away some of the initial demand for the special edition book. So I'm not actually expecting this Creed Ashes of Cadia book to sell out right away. Now that being said, I've been wrong before. So if you're really after this book, I wouldn't mess around. But it is numbered and there's 1,750 copies, which oftentimes we'll see Games Workshop do something from like 750 or 1,000 on the low end to like 1,750 or 2,500 on the high end. So in my opinion, this is not like a super exciting book that's going to captivate a ton of people to like rush out and buy it. It's not some like massively like cool collector's item like some of the Primarch novels are. So I'm just not sure that the demand is going to be there for this one. I mean, Creed is cool. The idea of figuring out what happened on Cadia and the development of the story is fun and everything, but it's not like Primarch level of fun. So cool book, and it is limited, so I'm sure it will sell out eventually. It is signed and numbered by the author, but with 1,750 copies, I don't think this is going anywhere anytime soon. And the same thing with Creed hardback. Normally the special edition book would have already come out, been available, and then sold out. So it creates like a FOMO for people that missed out on it, so they want to pick up the hardback book to actually read it. So I'm not sure how releasing the two of them on the same day is going to work out, but probably not great for sales. So moving right along, we have Valdor, Birth of the Imperium. So this is the paperback version and $9.99 for that. And again, it's the same type of thing. They start off with the special edition, then the hardback, then months later, you'll see the paperback come out. And realistically, if you're just looking to read the book and you don't care about the collectors or the hardback, this is the way to go. $9.99 for that bad boy. And then moving right along, we have the White Dwarf $4.92. So there's some bunker stuff, and I'm sure there's some other stuff in there as well that's cool. And then we're on to last week's pre-orders. So we have Blackstone Fortress Omnibus, $21 for that. And then we have our Tyranid dice, $32 for those. And then I want to talk about something in particular because that's basically it for this week's pre-orders. I want to talk about the USA and just how popular Warhammer is right now because I don't think a lot of people realize. I've heard a lot of complaints from people in Europe or in the UK about stuff selling out super fast, and they don't understand why quantities are so limited, and then they send tons of stuff to the United States, and sometimes it won't even sell out here. But the fact of the matter is, it's all about the margins. Games Workshop sells over 50% of its products to the United States, and they also charge a ridiculously high USA tax, which is basically them marking up the product's price in US dollars substantially higher than it would actually be if you use the conversion rate from British pounds to British dollars. So at one point in time, the British pound was like $1.50, and now it's closer to like 1.2. But Games Workshop still treats the exchange rate, even after years of the British pound falling in value, as if it was still 1.5 to 1. So all of that extra money that they charge for products just goes straight into their pockets, minus some shipping and minimal fees. But when it's all said and done, it's a fact that almost 50% of Games Workshop's total sales are in the United States / North America. And then on top of that, their margin percentage is the highest as well. So the truth is, Games Workshop as a business makes a lot more sense to ship all their items to the United States and sell them there if they'll sell. But of course, you can't just flood the market in one place with too much product, or you'll just end up with a bunch of stuff getting marked down. But now, after the Tyranids have been out for a week now, and they're officially shipping out, let's take a look at how they did. So the Tyranids dice sold out. The datasheet cards sold out. Neurolictor sold out. Termagants sold out. Pyrovore, Biovore sold out. Hormagaunts sold out. Lictor, Gene Stealers, Tyranid Codex, Death Leaper, Norn Assimilator / Emissary, Combat Patrol Tyranids, all of it. Every single Tyranid item is sold out. Everything that they offered in the United States is completely sold out on Games Workshop's website. So what does that actually mean? Does it mean that Warhammer is extremely popular in the United States? Yeah, for sure. Does it mean that even with Games Workshop sending over all of the additional stock to the United States, it's still not enough? Yep, 100%. So just for a relative comparison, let's jump over here and take a look at the UK so you guys can see that this is not the case around the world. And now, obviously, certain countries or portions of the world are entering into recession. Others still have strong economies. There's lots of other macro factors that affect what's selling and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is, when we look at UK Games Workshop, how did the Tyranids do over there? I mean, not terrible. The Special Edition Codex sold out. The Assimilator / Emissary sold out. And the Pyrovore sold out. So that's good. But again, this tells you exactly why Games Workshop is sending all this product to the United States. Because one, it sells out, and two, they make way more money. And let's just go over to the EU as well. And now here, there's going to be a bunch of like repeat stuff because there's different like languages for certain products. So don't mind that. But again, if we just scroll down here, we see the same thing. The only thing that sold out was Norn Assimilator, Pyrovore, and Special Edition Codex. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. So now there is always a possibility that maybe a massive shipment full of Tyranids was hijacked or fell off the back of the ship or just didn't quite make it in time. That's always a possibility. And so because of whatever that issue is, Games Workshop randomly just can't sell any of the Tyranids in the United States. There is always some crazy circumstance that could have happened that we don't have any specific knowledge of. So maybe there's something like that going on here, and that's why all of the Tyranids are temporarily out of stock the day that they go live. So maybe there is some crazy circumstance that has stopped all these Tyranids from making it to the United States so that they could be sold. But that's likely a pretty low probability. And more likely than not, the most simple solution is probably the most likely scenario, which in this case would be that Tyranids are really popular in the United States and that people got plenty of money to spend on Games Workshop and now they're all sold out. So yeah, until I hear something different, I'm just going to assume that that is the case. And while the 10th edition initial launch was really good, the actual game state itself is definitely a little sketchy, and Games Workshop's having to overcompensate for some serious issues they have with the actual state of play. But as far as the Leviathan launch box went, that was an absolute success. By far, Games Workshop's most ever product sold on a launch, and the highest dollar value of combined products sold as well. So Games Workshop breaking records with how popular 40K is right now and how great the launch went. And I've got to say, with the new Tyranid range, all the new models coming out, the new book and everything, if this really is the case that everything is sold out and Games Workshop is just absolutely crushing the sales in the United States and we are just buying up every little bug we can get our hands on, I'd say it's another pretty much flawless launch. Now, of course, there's some small issues with like changes to data sheets or like the rules and everything like that. But all that stuff, honestly, for Games Workshop is just an afterthought. The fact of the matter is they're all about just selling products, mostly models. But the cards, the dice, the books, all that other stuff, when it's all said and done, that's just profits. The more they sell, the higher the margins, the better they're doing. And I know people get a little bit upset sometimes, but the truth is, Games Workshop is absolutely killing it. Sure, the game 40K isn't perfect right now. Sure, there's a bunch of issues and they're having to overcompensate and make all kinds of changes to the core game as well as certain units, and balance is just completely off right now. 100%. I totally agree. But the truth is, that has a very, very minimal effect on Games Workshop's bottom line, as where the model selling, and in this case, all selling out, has a massive effect on Games Workshop's bottom line. So as long as everything's selling out, especially in the USA, where they sell over 50% of their products and they have the highest profit margins, Games Workshop's going to keep doing what they're doing because they are doing a fantastic job. So let me know what you think down below. Do you agree with me on certain things? Disagree with me on certain things? Always like to hear your guys' opinions in the comments. I'm not saying that I love everything Games Workshop does. I'm not saying I love these recent changes to the rules or the overall state of the game with the new rules. I came into the edition very positive and wanted to stick with that. I was hoping that it wasn't just going to be the same thing over and over again. But the truth is, this is what we've come to expect from Games Workshop. And even though Games Workshop's main focus is just making money and selling products, the truth is they want people to play the game and have fun and talk about how great it is and get other people to play the game. So even though things don't seem great right now, we've got another codex on the horizon with Space Marines. The community hasn't even gotten their hands on the new Tyranid codex yet. And there's going to be constant changes throughout the edition as new codexes come out, as MetaWatch articles come out, and they make changes to points, make changes to rules, and overall just attempt to make the game fun and fix all of the issues that they have created. But I'm definitely not giving up on 40K anytime soon. And judging by all these sold out Tyranids on Games Workshop's web store, there might be a lot of people complaining about the rules and how broken 40K is. But the fact of the matter is, it's more popular than ever. And I love it. So let me know what you think down below. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15% on any Games Workshop products. Link in the description. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for 10,000. And I'm out of here.